So I guess we should chat sport, shouldn't we?
Well, fancy that. Sport with an exercise person. That's just weird, isn't it?
I think it's the first time we've done it. Like, genuinely.
Get Radio Breakfast with Rich Smith.
It's a bit outside. I think that's the best way to describe it. A lot of people going, oh no, it's not great out there. It's really not great. Well, to put a different spin on that and to brighten up all of our mornings, of course, we're catching up with Sarah Southey from the Southey Way. Morning, Sarah. How are you?
Morning, Rich. I'm fine, thank you. Yes.
Good.
I'm glad I don't have a long commute.
Not looking. Yeah, anyway, we'll move on with that. That's commuter's fault. You should just be on the radio. You get into work early. It's fine.
There you go.
So this week is Get Radio Sport Week. We're going to be catching up with lots of people from various different sports, ranging from, well, absolutely everything this week. I'm really looking forward to it. So I guess we should chat sport, shouldn't we?
Well, fancy that. Sport with an exercise person. That's just weird, isn't it?
I think it's the first time we've done it. Like, genuinely.
Well, I guess because I don't work with teams, it's a perfectly logical thing to not talk about. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. And I'm really excited to see what kind of people you get on, because sport is a very, very diverse subject, isn't it? It's not just the one thing that you tend to talk a lot about.
It is completely. And as soon as you mention sport, and I think everyone does this as well, as soon as you go sport, you instantly go, all right, team of 11, get it together, jumpers for goalposts, all this kind of stuff. That's kind of not it at all. Like, obviously you see it from a completely different point of view, and with what you do with people as well on an individual basis, everyone is completely different, even on an individual basis, let alone a team basis.
Well, absolutely. And all of it classes as sport. So I think it's a really wonderful thing. I was reading your posts and I was thinking, who can I get involved in this? Because I think it's a really awesome thing to get some diversity in. And then I actually thought, well, maybe it's proper clubs and proper, teams. And I went away from all the people. I mean, I've got some fabulous people that I work with. One person does pole, silks, and she's just taken up trapeze.
Oh, wow.
And they're all sports, but they're not like, part of a club, a team of 11. Now I know it's 11. That's very amusing.
Oh dear. We'll get on to that. No, in fact, no, we'll do this now. So just before we were chatting, and Sarah comes on and she goes, "Oh, I've had a dream about Get Radio Sport Week."
This is a little bit worrying.
And I was like, okay, you're obsessing over the station even more than I am at the moment, which is great. And she says, well, I had a dream that you got me on to talk about football, and I have got no idea about football.
Absolutely none. Didn't even know how many players were on a team.
So football is 11 aside. Okay,
11.
So take that away from today.
Brilliant. I've learned something. There we go. For the first time.
But coming back to what we're probably talking about, rather than your dreams.
Yes.
People that come to see you in the Shed of Strength, of course. You're devising exercise programs, sport workouts, whatever you want to call it, for each individual person, because there's some people, and I always say this. I'm a sports person. I can't go to a gym. I can't do it. I can't go and run. I can't do weights. I have no interest in any of that. However, if you do all of that with a load of people, I'm more than happy. Put me in a football team, put me in a thing, put me in a competitive environment. I love it.
But if you said, okay, I really love this sport, for example, football.
Yeah.
I really love football and I am quite competitive and I love being part of the team and I want to be the best member of that team I can possibly be. If I said to you, by doing certain exercises and by training, strength training, endurance training, explosive training, blah, 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 you would be a better footballer, then you might go, well, actually, it's worth putting the time into the gym. It's not that I enjoy it, but you see the point to it because what it does is it enhances what you do for fun. So that perspective is great. I've worked with horse riders to improve their horse riding, cricketers, you name it, because actually it doesn't take a lot to improve if you do it on a consistent, regular basis. But knowing what to do is probably the biggest barrier to going and working out in a gym.
You raised such a good point that the only trouble with me is you haven't seen me play football. My football career has been going backwards for a long, long time now. So I think that ship has sailed, unfortunately, for my football career. But you're absolutely right. You can get that enjoyment through that one-on-one thing to go, actually, if you enjoy it and you want to become better and enjoy it more, then if you do these little bits and bobs, it will help you. It's a great thing. It is such a good thing, and it's an interesting. This is what I thought when I was sort of thinking about this and chatting to you, is because we called it Sports Week. There is that. Everyone is that individual, even if you're in a team, even if that team is one, you're
Absolutely.
still that individual, and you can do things to help make better and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's fascinating looking at it because we are all individuals, as we know. But when you're working within a team, your strengths have got to complement everybody else's. So building on your weaknesses and making them stronger makes absolute perfect sense, doesn't it? Because when you're looking at like highly competitive teams, just that 1%, when they go away, they take their own pillows and their own, because that 1% can make the difference.
No, yeah. You're right. Yeah.
Looking at the 1% for individuals is absolutely vital in a team.
That's a one. I was going to say that's a wonderful way to leave it, but I just before you go, wanted to get your thoughts on the Man City Chelsea game yesterday. Which
absolutely nailed it.
Yeah. What did you think? Did you think it was a penalty? Did you what a game it was. Just your summary.
I'm very pleased for all the people that did pay attention and watch it. And I think that's a beautiful thing. I am very, very glad to say that I was watching reruns of Game of Thrones.
That honesty is the best policy with that.
Exactly.
Sarah, it's been a joy and a pleasure. It always is. Thanks so much for coming on and chatting all things sport on Sports Week here at Get Radio. Cheers, Sarah.
Well, have fun.
Yeah, we will. We're looking forward to it. And speaking of Sports Week, we're going to be finding out a little bit more after 8 o'clock today. Looking forward to that. Make sure you go and see Sarah in the Shed of Strength, of course, and kind of put into practice all what she talks about on the show as well. You can find Sarah Southey all over Instagram, all over LinkedIn. Just search for Sarah Southey Way. Make sure you do that.